over and above the purchase price, you know, buying a house requires a bit of legalities behind. It's not like picking something in a supermarket, you just pick and go.
Yeah.
So the first closing cost that you're going to encounter is the legal fee. And I need to be clear, like you said, when you're engaging a developer, the developer has his or her own lawyer.
Yes.
You cannot avoid using that lawyer because he's going to be the one to remit your stamp duty.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one. He
Draft
asks
your
for the
sale agreement,
Yes, yes.
yeah, draft your offer letter.
Yes. So you cannot bypass the developer's lawyer.
Yes.
In the event, this is the advice I usually give, because you're going to pay this guy about 2%. Legal fee is usually about 2%. So in the case of a 2-bed, it's going to be about, this is 156K in legal fee. It might be less, but around that point. So because you're paying this guy already, you don't need to, this is me advising you, you don't need to engage your lawyer. This is your, in as much as it's the developer's lawyer, but it's also your lawyer, you're paying him.
No, but from my experience, the developer's lawyer will always draft that sale agreement to favor the developer. That means I need my own lawyer. Yeah.
You get your own lawyer, so there is, this one's for the developer, then you're also going to need your own lawyer. If you pay him standard 2% as well, another 156,000.
Yes. But even if that's your advice, I would advise people, I would get my own lawyer, because as I said, that agreement is going to favor, let me tell you, it's from my own experience. When I bought my apartment, the sale agreement, it did not even have clauses that had, there was a very important missing clause. What would happen if the developer did not give me the house or did not complete the house? So you see, it's very important to have your own lawyer. It's expensive, but it's a small fee that you have to pay in order for you to be inconvenienced, also that you don't lose the 7.8 million.
Yes. Like I said, buying a house
It's not,
is a costly affair, if you're being honest.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
a costly affair. So the other, actually the biggest closing cost is what we call stamp duty. This is basically paid to the government for them to register you as the homeowner, as the owner of that particular apartment. So it is usually 4% for houses in urban areas and 2% for rural areas.
Okay.
So if you're buying it, of course, Resource Gardens is in an urban setting, so it's going to be 4%. So this is going to be 212,000.
Okay.
Then there is also 312,000. So already the stamp duty and the legal fee is already at $500,000 mark or thereabout. Then there is something called management company formation. This is usually a one-off fee, depends on the developer. Most people usually charge it between 30K to 50K. So what this basically means is, when you buy a house, you're buying a share into that project. So once the project is complete, you as the shareholders will decide who do you want to manage the apartment. Do you want the developer? Do you have someone in mind that you want to bring? So that's what this management company formation fee does. It will give you a share in the project. Then the utility deposit, this is about water, like you said, water meter, electricity meter. So this one I'll give it a combined about 50K or thereabout. Then there are also some other, these are the standard for, you'll always find these four, but then there might be others depending on the developer. You might find one developer requires you to pay service charge 6 months in advance, so that goes to closing costs. Another one will not require you to pay service charge. So these ones are the standard. So if you want to factor, this comes to about 500K or even more than 500K. Closing costs usually are about 8 to 10% of the purchase price. So anytime you go, you see a house is being sold for X, just add another 10% as closing,
in order for you to understand whether you can really afford it or not.
But the beauty of, especially in Nyumba Black Villas, you see this stamp duty. This stamp duty will be required towards the end. Once you finish paying for the units, you've now finished with the bank, now you'll pay this 4%, so that now the government can now register you as the owner of the apartment. So this is not immediate, especially if it's in mortgage, this is not immediate.
Yeah, so this is, you'll pay after 10 years, after 20
yes.
years. Okay.
But this legal fee is what you need to pay upfront, plus the management company formation, the utility deposit, service charge if the developer requires it.